These are exercises from chapter 12. So this is the effects of changes in sales, expense, and assets on return on investment. BizServe.com Corporation provides business-to-business services on the Internet. Data concerning the most recent year appears below. Required. Consider each question independently. Carry out all the computations to 2 decimal points. 1. Compute the company's return on investment, or ROI. So, the way that we compute ROI equals margin times turnover. Margin equals net operating income. If I could spell, operating income divided by sales. Turnover equals sales divided by average operating assets. Okay, so number 1, we're going to compute the company's ROI. So first we're going to have to compute margin, which we have net operating income which we're taking from the given. Then we have average, we have sales, which was 8 million. So margin equals this divided by this, or 10%. So then turnover equals sales divided by average operating assets. So we have $8 million in sales. Our average operating assets are 3.2 million. So our turnover equals, and we'll increase the decimal points. So our ROI equals margin times turnover, margin, turnover. Let me make little lines here for you so you know where I make calculations. ROI, this times this, or our return on investment is 25%. Alright, problem part 2 here. The entrepreneur who founded the company is convinced that sales will increase by 150% next year, and net operating income will increase by 400%. No increase in average operating assets. What would be ROI? So I'm going to copy this. So 2 is increase sales by 150% and net operating income by 400%. Okay, so first we're going to start. So let's increase sales times 1 plus 1.5. So that takes sales, multiply it by 100%, and then increase it by 150%. That's what that formula is. Now, we're going to take net operating income and multiply this by 1 plus 4, because we're going to increase it by 400%. And average operating assets will remain the same. So now I'm literally going to copy these formulas from problem number 1 and put them in problem number 2. So, margin, turnover, ROI. So, my new net operating income is this, my new sales is this, my new margin is 20%. My new sales is this, my average assets remain the same, I divide this, and my turnover is 6.25. So now I take my margin, my turnover, and I multiply these to get my ROI at 125%. Now let's see number 3. The financial officer wants to be more realistic. A $2 million increase in sales, requiring $800,000 increase in average operating assets, and will result in $250,000 in net income increase. So I'm going to take these initial numbers, I'm going to copy them, and I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to paste them. Must have go with the copy button. Copy. I'm going to go down here, paste. Number 3. Increase sales by 2 million. 2 million. Operating income by 250,000 and average operating assets by, I believe it's 800,000. Okay. Equals sales plus 2 million equals this plus 250,000 and equals this plus 800,000. Alright, now I'm going to copy my formulas because they don't change. I'm going to paste them right down here. And now we're going to use our new numbers. Net operating income, sales, margin is alright, sales, average operating assets, turnover is 2.5. So my new margin, turnover, so this gives us an ROI of 26.25%. This is all about calculating ROI. We're going to move on to 12-9. This is evaluating investments using return on investment and residual income. Selected sales and operating data for 3 divisions of 3 different companies are given below. Compute the return on investment for each division using the formula in terms of margin and turnover. Then compute the residual income of each investment. Okay, so number 1, ROI. The ROI is the same formula from the last page, so I'm literally going to copy this. Copy. And I'm going to paste it down here. So now I'm going to take the net operating income of this company, and then of this company, and this division. Now I'm going to take sales, sales, sales. Now I'm going to calculate my margin. Divide. Form that as a percentage, and we'll give it 2 decimal points. I'm going to just drag my division formula over. And I made a little typo in this one. It's supposed to be sales of $10 million, not $1 million. Doesn't really make sense. There we go. All right, now we got to calculate our turnover. This is sales, 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 average operating assets. Now we just divide. Now we're going to take our margin that we calculated in 1, and our turnover that we calculated in 2. And now we're going to multiply to get ROI, or return on investment. And I'm going to drag my formula over. So this division has a 60% ROI, this division has a 36%, and this one has 48%. Actually, I grabbed my margin from the wrong spot. I grabbed the minimum required rate of return. My margin is 5% on this one, 9% on this one, and 2.25%. I knew that ROI looked too good to be true. So this is our ROI for each division, 20, 18, and 9%. Now, we want to calculate residual income. So we haven't done this yet as an example. So number 2, residual income. So we're going to set them up as 3 divisions. And we're going to start with the average operating assets. So this is given from above. And then we take the required minimum rate of return. And now we come up with a minimum required return. We multiply these two numbers, or multiply the average operating assets by the required rate of return. Then we take actual net operating income from above, and our residual income equals actual minus minimum required. So 75,000 is our residual income for this, nothing for this, and it's negative 60,000 on this. We didn't meet our required return, we exceeded it, and we just broke even on it here. So now assume that each division is presented with an investment opportunity that would yield a 17% return. Number 3, investment opportunity. Yield 17% return. Okay. So we have these divisions. And we're going to take their ROIs that we calculated in number 1 here. Minimum required rate. So based on the ROI, would we accept 17%? Reject. We would reject, and we would accept. Why? because 17% is less than 18, is less than 20, but it's more than 9%. Now, if we based it on minimum required rate of return, which we have up here, would we accept the 17%? Yes, because it's more than our minimum. No, reject, because 18% is higher. And accept, because 17 is more than 12%. So, if performance is measured by ROI, both Division A and B would probably reject the 17% investment opportunity. The reason is these companies are presently earning a return that is greater than 17%. This new investment would reduce the overall rate of return and place the division managers in a less favorable light. Division C would probably accept the investment opportunity because it would increase the division's overall rate of return. If performance is instead measured by residual income, both Division A and B would probably accept the 17% investment opportunity. The 17% rate of return promised by the new investment is greater than the required rate of return of 15 and 12, respectively, and would therefore add to the total amount of their residual income. Division B would reject this because 17% return on their new investment is less than their required rate of return for B. And that is all for Chapter 12, Residual Income and Return on Investment.